Assalamu alaikum, my dear students. I'm your SST teacher. I hope you all are fine at your homes and must be enjoying the delicious iftars at your home. So, students, let's start our next chapter of SST, that is Population Explosion. Unit 1, Our Land and Its People, and the Chapter 2, Population Explosion, on page number 8 of your SST textbook. We will start reading from here. The population. What is population? First of all, you should know what is population. A population is the total number of people living in a particular area. You can see the definition which is written here in this box. The population is increasing rapidly in Pakistan. Rapidly means quickly. When Pakistan came into being in 1947, there were 40 million people only. The bar chart, this one is the bar chart. The bar chart shows how fast the population is growing. By 2017, the population had increased to about 207 million. The population of Pakistan is expected to grow 210 million in the year 2020. You can see the population chart here, bar here, which is increasing very rapidly, and we are expected to have 210 million population in 2020. Reasons for the rapid growth rate: high birth rate, higher life expectancy. Expectancy means expectations, means we are having higher expectations of our life. Like you can see, those who are living in villages and small towns, they are not happy there. They want more in their life and they are expecting more in their life. So that is why they are also moving towards the city, which is making the cities populated. And at the result, you can see these pictures here. How much congested city this is. You can see the traffic here in the city. You can see these garbages. So these are the reasons, these are the disadvantages of high population. Now on page number 9, we have a new term known as census. Now the question is, what is census? How are human beings counted in an area? How do we know that how many people are there in Pakistan? They are counted through a census, which is an official count of the population of the whole country. You can see the clear definition of census, which is written here, and we are going to underline it. What is a census? A census is an official count of the population of the whole country. A census word means count, tally. But this is an official term which we use for the counting of a population of a whole country. Now, in a census, the population is counted in all the areas, villages, cities, provinces, and in the whole country. A census records age, gender, religion, language, profession, educational qualification of each person. Means if a person is taking a record for a census, so he will be asking every person of the country about their age, gender, religion, language, profession, and educational qualification. Means they need to ask all of them. The first census was carried out in 1951. The last census carried out in 2017. The last census was in 2017. It means that we don't know the actual population of 2020 right now, and we need to carry out a census once again. Carrying out a census is a huge exercise involving teams of thousands of officials who gather information. Obviously, students, it's not an easy task to collect the information from the whole country, and it's not possible to do this for one person or two person or a group of person, but it needs a huge team. Thousands of officials people can do this. These special teams visit each house in all parts of the country to record the information on special forms. Through a census, we know whether the population has increased or decreased. Obviously, when we will do the census and at the end we will come to know about the population of a country or of a specific area, then we will know that population is increased or decreased of that area. Through a census we get information, important information, which helps the government to plan. Obviously we will get the information about the population of that, how many are Muslims in the country, how many are Christians in the country, and like other religion, which language is used mostly, what are the professions of the people of the Pakistan. They can just tell us about the majority and minorities, and also about the age and genders. Planning is easy when you know how many people are there in an area. Obviously, if a person, if a leader will know that how many people are there in a specific province or in a specific area, then for him it is easy to plan about that province. The government then plans how to develop those areas, and the then government plans for the developments of those areas according to its population. If the population is increased, they need more developments, they need more industries, they need more crops, everything. So the government has to plan that. You can see in this picture, census taker visits a family and records information about the members, and this is a census blank form. You can also find it out on Google. You can see here, do you know? China, India, United States, Indonesia, and Brazil are five most populous countries of the world. Pakistan is the sixth most populous country in the world. Now on the next page, page number 10 of your textbook, we are going to study about the population trend, that in which city or in which province the population is increasing, or in which uh, areas we have a lot of populations, and what are the reasons. Punjab has the largest population. We know this because we read this in our previous lesson. Balochistan is the largest province, but it has the least number of people according to its size. The terrain of Balochistan is rough and rugged. The terrain means a piece of land. It's a new vocabulary word for you, class. It is difficult for people to survive in such living conditions. There are many jobs available in Punjab because of the industries located there, and it also has a vast agriculture land. What is the reason that we are having a lot of population in Punjab? The reason is the industries and the agriculture land. That's why people are moving more towards the Punjab instead of Balochistan, because the land of Balochistan is very rough, the climate is too rough. So in such type of living conditions, people do not like to move towards these areas. Wherever there are mountainous and desert areas, the population is less. Obviously, students, it is tough to live in a mountainous areas or in a desert area which is too hot to live there. Few people live in these areas because of the difficult living conditions, and very few people live in such types of areas. Cities are developing and more jobs are being created. People are moving out from villages to search for jobs in the cities. The cities are becoming overpopulated, and this is the main reason why our cities are becoming overpopulated, because the people from villages are coming to search for jobs towards the city, and which makes the cities very much overpopulated. Now on page number 11 of your textbook, we are going to study the disadvantages of overpopulation. The first one, natural resources are running out because more people are using them. What are natural resources? You can see it here. Natural resources are the things that we get from earth: water, forests, our mountains, plants, minerals, gemstones, rock salt, and soil are all natural resources. All these are our natural resources, and due to the overpopulation, we will be running out of these things. You can also see different types of ads which we can you see on your television about the water shortage. Why we are facing these problems? Because of the overpopulations. People are using more water, and because of which people who are living in dry areas, they did not get some water for their living, so they are facing the water shortages problems. There are shortages in areas resulting in less water for irrigation. Obviously, if there will be less water, there will be no crops because they will not get water for their irrigation. This reduces crop yields, so there is less food and more hungry and malnourished people. Because of these problems, we have less food in our country and we face more hunger in our country and malnourished people. Malnourished people means unbalanced amount of nutrients. With increasing number of people, there are fewer jobs available and more unemployment and poverty. Fewer means a small number or persons or thing. This is also a new word which we learned here. When we have a large number of people, obviously we will face poverty and unemployment. Our country cannot provide that much jobs to that such a huge population. It is very difficult to manage this. People migrate to cities in search of jobs. Fewer people in villages means less farming, which leads to reduced crop and food. Means when we will have less people in villages, it means less farming, which leads to reduced crops and foods. If there will be less farming, we will have less crops and less food because people are migrating towards the city to find better jobs for them. They are not satisfied with their village's life. More forests are cut down and more agricultural land is taken to build houses. There are not enough houses for people moving to the cities. Every villager wants to move towards the city, but they never think about that where they are going to live, how they are going to live, and the result is you can see in this picture these congested houses. They live in these houses. More traffic and pollution is generated because there are more vehicles on the roads. You can see the traffic, heavy traffic of a big city, heavy traffic because of the more vehicles which are being used on the roads. These are the picture of homeless peoples. You can see many of the people in Pakistan live in this type of situation because of the overpopulation. As this was the end of our lesson, let me summarize the chapter once again. What we studied? We studied about population, which is the number of people in an area. We studied about the rapid increase of population in Pakistan, and the current population is expected to 210 million in Pakistan. We learned a new term, census, which means the total count of people in a country. We studied about population trends, means about the most and least populated provinces in and its reasons. What were the reasons? The reasons are the province with large number of industries and agricultural land has more population, and the area which is dry and mountainous has less population because of the hard living conditions. At the end, we figured out some disadvantages of overpopulation, that are water shortage, heavy traffic, homeless people, congested houses, less crops, high pollution. I hope students this is going to be clear to you, but for making it more clear you should read the chapter at least 2 times yourself. After the chapter reading, we are going to start our notebook task. Unit 1, our land, its people. Chapter 2, population. Topic, vocabulary words. Census, terrain, fear, malnourished, rapidly, expectancy. These are the new vocabulary words for this lesson. Answer the following questions. What is a census? How is a census carried out? You need to write the answer of these questions yourself. And the second question is, what are the disadvantages of overpopulation? This is also very simple, as I just summarized at the end of the lesson. So you can write it in just 5 to 6 lines. There's no need to explain all the disadvantages. You can just mention them. To start our workbook exercise of chapter population, we will start from page number 4 of your SST workbook. Look at the map. It is a population density map. What is a population density? It is a geographical term which shows about how area is crowded. The color symbols in the key will tell you about the number of people living in an area. Here are the color symbols which are going to tell us about the number of people living in an area. Means if Punjab, it is the most darkest here. So it means that this one is the most crowded and most populated area. It is Sindh. Then we have Sindh here. Then Khyber Pakhtunkhwa is on number 3rd. Then Balochistan, which is on number 4th, and number 5th is Gilgit Baltistan and Azad Kashmir. Here it is. Because it means this is a mountainous area, as we all know, and we have very less population here and in Balochistan as well. And the most populated province is Punjab. After going through the map, you are going to turn your page number 5, your workbook, and we are going to solve these questions now. After reading the map carefully, answer these questions. Define population density. It is a geographical term which shows how crowded the place is. Which region has most population? Punjab. Which region has the second least population? Balochistan. According to the map, which provincial capital city will be least populated? Gilgit-Baltistan. Which province has the most population? Why do you think it has the most population? Now you need to do this question yourself. I discussed this point in your chapter reading very clearly. You can take help from that. Which two provinces have the least population? Give two reasons why they have the least population. Balochistan and Gilgit-Baltistan have the least population because of the rough and harsh climate of the Balochistan and cold and mountainous area of Azad and Gilgit-Baltistan. Why do you think some provinces are more populated than others? Give reason. Some provinces are more populated than others because of its climate, its area, and its suitable living conditions. Why do you think provinces have different populations? Give reasons to explain the phenomena. Now you have to do this question yourself. Now we are going to start on page number 7. We skip page number 6 because that is not included in your course. Population trends. Where would you find more population? For places likely to have more people, color the box blue. For places likely to have few people, color the box red. If you think if in these boxes where you think that population is going to be less, you need to color it blue. And if you think that you need to color it blue. And if you think that we have a few people, you need to color the box red. For example, we are going to start now. Places with suitable climate. Not too hot, not too cold. Means a place which is with suitable climate, the weather is normal totally. So what do you think, the population is going to be less or it is going to be having more people? So if you think it is going to be have more people, you need to color it blue. And if you think it is going to have less people, you need to color it red. But I will tell you it will have more people. Why? Because the climate is suitable for the living conditions. So people will live more here instead of any other place. Now the next is low-lying fertile land like the Indus Plain. The land is not that much fertile. So what do you think, class? People are going to live here? More people are going to live here or not? You need to color it accordingly. Places with an extreme climate like deserts. Means the climate is very extreme. So obviously, class, few people will live there and you need to color it red. Places with thick vegetation. So now you have to do it. You have to think about it, that places which are with thick vegetations, where we have a lot of vegetations. So less people are going to live there or more people are going to live there. Then color it accordingly. Places with a good supply of natural resources. Mountainous area. Places where there are long running civil wars. Places where more jobs are available and wages are higher. Where more jobs are available, obviously we will have more people there. You need to do this question yourself. Write why the following are disadvantages of overpopulation. Water shortage, people migrating to cities. You need to explain these 2 points. Water shortage, that why it is a disadvantage of overpopulation, and people migrating to cities, why this is also a disadvantage of overpopulation. This was the end of your lesson. I hope you will do the exercise very easily, and if you still face some problems, you can also take the help of your parents and Google as well. So we are going to finish our today's lesson here. Thank you. Allah Hafiz.